she's a babe. Okay, all right. Oh, Lord. Well, welcome back. You caught us off guard right there because we were just sharing a little joke in the studio with our artist of the week. Yes, she's a she, and she's Victoria Kimani.
Hello.
There she is, and she's a musician, she's a writer, and she's a producer. She's from Kenya, but she was born in the United States of America, and she spent her early life in Nigeria.
Yes.
Partly in Benin City,
yes,
of all places. Okay, Victoria.
Hello.
Welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you.
What was a Kenyan doing in Benin City?
You know, I ask myself the same question all the time, but while I was a teenager, about 13 years old, my parents said, hey, we're going to go on a mission trip, and you have 2 weeks to say bye to your friends, say bye to everyone at your school.
Bye to your friends where?
At school, where I was living.
Where?
Okay, I was in the States at the time.
Okay, all right.
And they didn't even tell me where we were going, and then we got on a plane, and I ended up in Benin City. Well, we landed in Lagos first, and then we spent 2 years in Benin City. So it was quite the culture shock for me because that was my first time to Africa. So before I even got to my home country, Kenya, we lived in Benin City first. So it was very, very dramatic for me as a child.
Did you say traumatic?
Yeah. And dramatic.
Dramatic and traumatic.
Yes.
From Los Angeles to Benin City.
At the time, we were living in Oklahoma. So
city?
Yeah, no, actually Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah, I know. My parents were in Bible college at the time.
Second home for me.
Really?
Tulsa, Oklahoma, yes.
Oh my God. So my parents went to Rhema.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My second home is in my village.
That should be your first home.
My second home.
Yes. So how did you get into music?
Ooh, well, my father is a musician. He plays the guitar.
Okay, that explains. Right. Need we talk more about that?
Probably not.
Your father is a musician. What about mom?
Mom is not a musician at all, but she listens to a lot of music. And that's how I started singing, because she listened to it.
Okay.
Exactly.
So she will sit down and listen to you sing.
Well, you know what? She would play gospel music around the house, and then she would ask me to sing along to see if I can match how good they sound. And that's kind of how I learned to sing.
So would you say they encouraged you to go into music?
I think so. Of course, my mother would prefer something, more conservative, like a nurse or something, or maybe a lawyer.
A lawyer.
The normal thing. But once she understood what I'm trying to do, and she understood, this is your calling. There's not much I can do. Then she became in support of what I'm doing.
You were in school. You were in school where you had to drop out to do music.
No, drop out?
What happened?
I finished school.
Okay.
Well, you know what happened? At a very young age, like as soon as I graduated from high school, literally we moved back from Benin City. We went to the States for a while and then moved back to Kenya. And my parents have been there ever since. But while I was in Kenya, I began singing backup for another popular artist by the name of Mercy Myra. She's actually quite a legend back in Kenya. And we started touring. And then one thing led to another, and I left again and went back to LA. I started songwriting, writing songs for other people. So it just became busier and busier over the years. And it was clear that, the best school for me actually is being out here and playing as I go. Because whatever I've been able to accomplish now, I don't think I could have learned in school at all.
So besides music, what else do you do?
I'm a very creative person, so I'm really big on the arts. I like to write scripts for music videos. I like to think about fashion and sometimes come up with different fashion ideas. If I wasn't doing music, I'd definitely be doing something creative. So I just try to spend my time being creative, doing research. But other than that, I just spend time with my family, watching movies, nothing too serious.
What kind of music do you sing?
I have an R&B background, an R&B pop, But when I moved back home to Kenya, the sound changed, and now I would probably classify it as Afro pop.
Afro pop. Okay, let me just put you on notice that when we close the program, you're going to sing us out.
No problem.
So start thinking about what you're going to sing.
Easy.
Afro pop.
Yes.
Okay. What has the experience been since you started singing?
It's been lovely. It's what I've always wanted to do, you know, as a child. I always knew that this is what I'm supposed to do. So I jumped into it and never looked back.
And you're also supposed to be a producer.
I don't know how that got on the list.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not a producer, but I'm a songwriter.
songwriter.
Yes, which is kind of like production. It has a lot to do with the completion of a song. You can't
You
have
don't
a
produce
song
music
without.
videos?
I don't produce them, but I write
The script for
scripts.
them.
Yes.
Okay. Have you done any modeling?
Light. Very, very light.
As in,
But I'm
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, I'm not a model, as you can see. I'm very, very short. I don't think I could do that.
You've worked with or collaborated with Ron Browse, Mino, Jadakiss, DJ Green Lantern, Busta Rhymes, Mario Winans, KC Lloyd, AI, that's a Japanese guy, Chris Brown, DJ Simmons, and producers across the world. I mean, all these people, what kind of influences do they have on you?
You know, to be honest with you, because of the profession I was in, songwriting, it was kind of like me influencing them.
Okay, you wrote for some of them.
Everyone on that list was either someone I wrote for, or they called me in to sing a hook because they appreciated what I do. So, you know, but it was also very humbling to know that these guys who've been, you know, pretty popular in the industry in America are looking to me and saying, hey, we like your sound, let's collaborate. So it's always an honor, you know. So it was very humbling. It let me know that, you know, if you keep going and keep pushing, there's no limits to what you could do.
Now you're working with Chocolate City in Nigeria.
Yes.
You live in Kenya, grew up in LA, Oklahoma. Then you're now back to working with
It's
Chocolate.
confusing. Don't try to
No,
figure it out.
it's okay.
I
It's
think
all right.
I'm one of those modern day hippies. You know, those people who move around. I love it. I've always moved around for my music, and everywhere I go, I learn and pick up new things. My experience with songwriting in the UK, which is not on that list, is not the same that I would experience writing music here in Nigeria, or writing music where I live in Kenya, or where I was growing up and beginning my musical career as a songwriter in Atlanta. You know, everything is different, and I learn different things, and I apply all of them to my music now. So it's just been such a blessing to be able to travel.
We're out of time, so in two quick questions.
Yeah.
What's it like working with Chocolate City?
Working with Chocolate City is the best. They're amazing. It's a team of people who genuinely want to see this African dream happen. You know, for so many years, it's been so impossible to have a record label that can break hip hop and pop music or Afro pop, or have even a female that is a African pop star. You know, so to say, they're pushing those limits, and it's just growing bigger and bigger. And my label mates are amazing. Ice Prince is you know, the best in the game. M.I. Baga, he's the king. You know, so it's awesome.
So where are you going to? What's the plan?
The plan is a world takeover, musically, of course. We would like to see our music playing everywhere. We'd like to walk into some places in Europe, or Dubai, or Los Angeles, or New York, or Japan, and hear our music. So why can't it happen from Africa? There's no excuse why it can't happen. So it might as well happen to us. So that's where we're going.
All right. I asked you a question before we came on air. Do you cook?
I do.
What do you cook?
Believe it or not, as far as Nigerian dishes, I can make pepper soup, and I can make egusi soup. And those were the first things. Why are you laughing? I can't. Well, no, you know, while I lived in Benin City, I really was a local. I really, really was. I would, you know, I lived there next to Selu Market. We would leave, take the bike, go to the market, buy the food, and eventually you have to adapt. I haven't cooked it for a while, but I'm good. Some things you don't forget.
In other words, those are the things
Those
that
are the
you like.
Those are the Nigerian dishes that I like, yes.
Without a doubt. All we can do is wish you all the best.
Thank
I
you.
hope you can take over like you want to.
Yes.
And rule the world of music.
Music.
Victoria Kimani, a musician and songwriter from Kenya, who has spent time in the United States and in Nigeria, Benin City to be precise, and is now working with Chocolate City here in Nigeria. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So that is Sunrise for today. We'll bring you a fresh package next week. Make sure you're there. Next week is election week. Well, that's still in the balance, isn't it? But we hope to bring you a fresh edition next Saturday. My name is Alero Edu, wishing you a very happy weekend and a blessed week ahead.
And I'm Neil Taigbe, thanking you for letting us be a part of your morning. But Victoria is supposed to sing us out.
She is indeed.
Oh, I am, huh?
Yeah, she's going to sing us out. So thank you so much as we hand over to Victoria to sing us out.
All right, guys, thanks for having me. Make sure you check out my new single called Show. And ooh, baby, I get lost when I'm with you. Yeah. And ooh, baby, I get lost when I'm with you. Thank you. You guys, thank you.